Good morning, all. Here we are. This is Frank's second try at waste oil. Now, I'm just setting up here. Um, I've got the propane running. I'm running at about 5 pounds of psi, nice and low. Frank got left out in the rain. You might be able to see a little moisture still on him. But anyway, I had the vent covered up, but the last time I fired him, I had to get going, so I had to leave him out. I didn't want to leave him indoors, and it rained a little bit, so he's been out in the moisture, and that's not good for your refractory. So what I'm doing is I've got the lid cracked open a little bit, and I'm just running a little bit of propane just to warm him up a little bit and bleed off that moisture that he probably picked up. It's already looking pretty good. Along the edge here, you could really see the still might be able to make it out a little bit, but anyway. So I'm just forcing some heat around all the refractory, try to get that moisture out. Things are a little bit different this time around. I'm going to try to pressurize my oil feed. So what I've done is I picked up this, I've actually had this in my rat hole for a little while. This is a metering pump, and it was actually used originally for chemical treatment of chilled water for the plant that I work at. We changed our system up. Now we're not using that chilled water anymore, so these are being tossed, and I grabbed 3 of them. 2 are smaller than this particular unit. Now this one can move waste oil, like it can handle the viscosity. The other 2 are just they're too fine. I mean, they're meant for like next to like water type viscosity, so they just couldn't move the waste oil. This one will. It won't pull it through air, so I have to prime this pump, but once I do, it runs fine, and it's maxed out. I don't know if you can make that out or not. At 22, there we go, focused in, 22 gallons per day. Again, it's a metering pumps for chemical treatment, so that's probably why they measure it that way. Fortunately for me, and that puts me a little, it's like 0.9 of a gallon per hour, and I was aiming for 1 gallon an hour. So fortunately for me, this particular pump, you control the stroke rather than the cycles per second. So the stroke controls how much fluid you're moving, and fortunately for me, it's just a mechanical adjustment. So I was able to take this apart and just adjust it slightly. So slightly, I've over doubled the output of this, and I tested for hours, and I've got a measured output of double that at 100%. So where I want to be is somewhere around 30, 40 for the time being, until I start to get brave and get up at the cast iron melt. So this is giving me like it's 3/4 of a gallon an hour, or somewhere in there. I don't have my sheet with me, but this is going to be much more than I was getting before. So I need to plumb this. This changed things up a little bit. It comes with the built-in reusable compression fittings for plastic line, and I need to change the outlet for Frank. So now this is a 5/8 line. Before I was running I think it was under half inch. I'm not too sure. But anyway, so this is the new fitting for Frank. This will, I'm going to gravity feed into here, and then I'm going to force feed over into the burner. So I'm still setting that up. I knew I needed to preheat, so I thought, well, you know what, I'll start that up right away, let that do what it needs to do, and then I'll get everything else set up. I still have to reinstall my butterfly valve. I was going to try pressuring the tank off the high side of that. Opted not to. I don't know where that's ever going to be. I might have to crank it up to a point where now it starts drawing a vacuum rather than pressurizing my tank. So I won't bother. So anyways, here's where I'm at. I'm going to plug everything together, and maybe the next 15 minutes, it's going to be my second trial run at some waste oil. I made some pans. Might as well show them now rather than make another damn video. I made some ingot pans the other day. Here's my Petrobond, my oil bonded casting sand, and here are my ingot trays. Okay, so this is angle iron. Angle iron, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're about a foot. I never calculated the volume of it because I really didn't care. Basically, I wanted a size that'd be nice and easy to charge the crucible with. So it's just I think these are 15-inch. The ends are 15-inch. Those are 12. Some bad welding on the other side just to keep it all together. So I've got 2 of these. They only need to sit in there for a few minutes until the aluminum's cool enough, or whatever is cool enough, just to knock them out, and then they can sit down and I can pour again. So I'm going to try to be processing a bunch of my scrap today, and I do have a couple things I might try and play with casting. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to try that. We'll see how the oil burn goes this time. You never know. It depends how bored I get. All right, so there you go. That's what's going on today. Next update in a handful of minutes. Talk to you soon. Okay, so we've actually been heating for a while now, and I still have some steam coming off of Frank. I'm not overly pleased by that, but it is what it is. Some more over there. I've bumped up the propane a little bit more. Now, normally, if I was starting from dry, I would hope to already be into waste oil. I mean, I've been a good maybe 20 minutes, but I'm a little gun shy based on that situation I had with my plinth busting apart on me. So I'm just going to give it a little bit more time this way. I'm going to heat up just a little bit more. The blower's now hooked up. The butterfly valve's wide open for the propane. I can't run the blower with the propane on, just blow it out. So until I get to the waste oil, I can't turn on my blower. Even with it shut off completely, it still just blows out the flame. What notable update I do have is I've got my fuel tank all propped up here. Now, I don't have a lot of oil in here, that's why it's on this wicked angle. And I didn't want any bubbles in this, but here's my metering pump. Everything's piped in, so it comes in through this way, up through to the bottom. Now, this is directional. I can rotate this pumping head any way I want, but this is always in, this is always out. The reason I did it this way is basically I'm getting rid of the air. Like it's basically, it was pretty much gravity feed all the way to this point. And so now I've purged all the air out of this pump, so now it's running exactly the way it's going to be. So if I had it flipped around the other way, there's always the potential for a little bit of airlock in there. So now with all the air out, it should pump great. Now I'm going to plug this in. Just bear with me for a second. If you can hear that or not. But there's the motion. Now, the oil is ramping down, so it doesn't look solid, but oil is shooting down this way, sliding all the way down. You can see it almost. Let's pick that up or not. So my only real concern is getting rid of the air. What I'll probably do is I'll just connect that line, and I'll hold it up in the air, and I'll just purge all the air out of it, just because. And hopefully by the time I've got that line purged, I can kick that up and get to the waste oil. Anyways, there you go. Quick little update. Talk to you soon. Well, back again. So I just got the oil on, and we're smoky. But you can definitively see the flame going around the crucible. Zoom in a little bit there. So I'm just trying to stay out of the path of smoke. So we're on waste oil again. And hopefully not all that steam and some of that smoke. I got my soot burning, building up on the exhaust there. Everything I'm expecting. I got a little bit of propane going on. I think I'm at about 5 psi. So I'm where I want to be right now. I don't know if you can hear that crackling. We're all being spattered in there, but we're maintaining the flame. Everything seems to be good. I'm going to let it sit where it's at right now. Let her heat up a little bit more. Let's double check that propane. At less than 5 pounds. I could probably shut that right off. I'm going to just give it a little bit more time. Get rid of some of that smoke, let it burn a little cleaner. My pump's rocking. My blower's choked off barely to fully closed. Sorry about that glare. That's nearly choked off. I still need to, I'm going to make, zoom back out here. Sorry. I'm going to make an indicating dial on there so I can start marking where I am. But until I start getting into more consistent melts, I'm not too concerned about that. And I'm still trial and error. So my smoke's getting a little bit better. Still not great. Flame looks good. That's better than I had it going before. My flame is making it all around the crucible. Last time out, it wasn't doing that. Well, last time out I was getting to around here somewhere, and then it was petering out, but I've got a nice flame going on here. So I might get brave and shut off the propane. See what happens. Oh, the roar went away. I still got flame. It's not as good as it was. I'm going to put that gas back on for the time being. Back up to 5 psi. I'm just not up to temp yet. So I'm going to let it rock with the both. Got some nice dark smoke going on there. I can't keep that door closed. Hopefully I won't set off the alarm today. So far all is well. I got to catch up on the oil. I just upped it to the boundary, so that's what all that smoke coming from. All right, talk to you soon. Okay, we're back again. When I shut off that propane, I made a big mess. I just didn't have the heat without that propane running at that point, even though it was so small, to maintain my oil. And with my now pressurized oil feed, the amount of oil that I was getting, I loaded up that foundry pretty good. And I don't have it open now, but I did. And there was actually a puddle just at the mouth of my burner on the bottom of the hot face. So it just couldn't keep up. So I had to back right off. Now I'm back on straight propane again, and it's heating back up. I don't know if you can, oh, there, you can see it there. See that clean spot? You can't see the flame, but that's not a shadow. That's actually the soot being taken away by the propane heat. So I'm probably getting close again to turn the oil back on. I'm going to back the feed off. I think I actually had it pretty close to 3/4 of a gallon an hour. So I'm going to back it off, crack open that valve again, give it a little bit more oil, see if I can start it back up again. All right, so this is where I'm at. It's growing pains. This is the kind of stuff I expected. It's definitely a different ballgame when you start pressurizing your oil. The gravity drip with a little bit of head pressure. You know, I was getting so little oil that I didn't have any opportunity to make a mistake. This time out with the power feed, yeah. So obviously I need to bring this up to temp a little bit slower. But anyways, making progress. I'm gonna switch over to oil again soon. And I had a cloud of smoke. Boy, it was pretty bad. This is why you do it out in the rural areas. You don't do it in a townhome. I would have had every fire truck in the nation coming out my door. So anyways, quick little update, learning experience, and hopefully I'll be melting some of that. I had to pull that aluminum out. You saw it in the furnace earlier. I wanted to see what was actually going on in there. So that's why that's back out. Anyways, all right, update soon. Talk to you.